Hi everyone. I really hope that you enjoyed the science experiment last week that I did with my kiddos at home, and I hope that some of you got to try it too. This week I'm going to read you another story, and then after the story we're going to talk about some things that you got in an art kit from Head Start and how you can use those things to go along with the story today. So today I'm going to read to you It Looked Like Spilt Milk, and the author who writes the words is Charles G. Shaw. So let's find out what happens in our story today. Sometimes it looked like spilt milk, but it wasn't spilt milk. Sometimes it looked like a rabbit, but it wasn't a rabbit. Sometimes it looked like a bird, but it wasn't a bird. Sometimes it looked like a tree, but it wasn't a tree. Sometimes it looked like an ice cream cone, but it wasn't an ice cream cone. Sometimes it looked like a flower, but it wasn't a flower. Sometimes it looked like a pig, but it wasn't a pig. Sometimes it looked like a birthday cake, but it wasn't a birthday cake. Sometimes it looked like a sheep, but it wasn't a sheep. Sometimes it looked like a great horned owl, but it wasn't a great horned owl. Sometimes it looked like a mitten, but it wasn't a mitten. Sometimes it looked like a squirrel, but it wasn't a squirrel. Sometimes it looked like an angel, but it wasn't an angel. Sometimes it looked like spilt milk, but it wasn't spilt milk. It was just a cloud in the sky. So that is the end of our story, and in this story they just talked about some of the different shapes or pictures they saw when they were outside looking up at the sky and looking at the clouds. So let's count together how many different things they saw up in the sky, and then we'll talk about the art kit that you got. Okay, are you ready? Can you count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Nice counting. They saw 14 different things up in the sky when they were looking at the clouds. So now we're going to talk about some of the different things that you got in your art kit this week from Head Start. There should have been a pack of construction paper. There should have been some markers and some crayons. There should have been some pencils and a pencil sharpener. There also should have been a pair of scissors, some glue, and also a journal for the kids too. So one of the things that I did here at home with my own kids was we read the story, the same book that I just read to you. I read them It Looked Like Spilt Milk, and then we went outside. So hopefully it'll get nice sometime soon, some nice spring weather, so you can do this with your kiddos too. We read the story, and then we went outside and we looked up at the sky and we just talked about some of the different shapes that they saw. And when we were done doing that, we came inside and they used the markers and the crayons and also the journal just to write down and draw some of the things that they saw. So I'll show you Sophia's first. This was Sophia's drawing when we came back inside. When we were outside, some of the different things that she saw was a question mark, a heart, and some waves. So she drew those first, and then she used the pencil to write down the 3 things that she saw: the question mark, the heart, and the waves. So Jacob, first he drew what he saw. He saw a heart, he saw a smiley face, and he also saw a fish. So he drew those first, and then he wrote a sentence about his. So he said, I saw a heart a smiley face, and a fish. One of the other things you can do, if you didn't want to use the journal, you could use the construction paper, the colored paper, you could use the crayons or the markers. The kiddos could draw the different shapes that they saw outside on the paper, and then they could use the scissors to practice their fine motor skills, cutting out those shapes and maybe hanging them up around your house. So hopefully you get to do this activity soon. Hopefully the rain stops and it gets nice out. And if you do, I would love to see pictures of what your kiddos draw or what they cut out. I would love to see their work. See you later.